Game Night Live!
A KSLSports.com presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Presented by America First Credit Union.
Fremont High School's hyped, and so are we. Thanks for joining us on Facebook, YouTube, the KSL TV app, or KSLSports.com. We're everywhere today. Jeremiah Jensen, Sam Farnsworth with you for the next half hour, bringing you the best of Week 9 of the Utah High School football season.
Yeah, so let's get started off with our Game Night Live Game of the Week. This was a great one. Kearns has a chance to lock up the Region 2 title. They put their 7-1 record on the line against a 3-4 West team that's probably a lot tougher than their record says.
Certainly they were last night. It was homecoming in K-Town. This crowd was ready for this one. It didn't take long for someone to score. It took about 10 seconds. West kicks it short to avoid Kearns skill return men Isaiah Afatasi and Jeff Bossa. Joel Lucis says, what about me? Catches it on the bounce, and he's going to take it to the house. 70 yards for the touchdown to open the game. West would strike back quickly. This is Mohamed Traore. Up the middle, untouched. 40 yards for a touchdown. West takes a 7-6 lead. Kearns takes back the lead before the end of the first quarter. How about the effort from Naki Leha and the Kearns offensive line? 13-7 Kearns after the first quarter. This was almost a huge game for Kearns star Isaiah Afatasi. Look what this guy can do in space, making multiple defenders miss, cutting it back to the middle of the field, blasting through the secondary for a touchdown. But this great run was called back due to holding. Isaiah opened the second quarter with a 26-yard touchdown run to give Kearns a 19-7 lead. Later in the second, Afatasi with an even better play. This on a screen pass. Oh, whoop. See ya, he's gone, but one more time, it was called back on a penalty. Oh, what could have been for Afatasi in this game. Kearns' penalties helped West stay in the game. The Panthers opened the fourth quarter with a scoring drive to pull within 6. West quarterback Abraham Williams with a great run, called out at the 1. He might have been in. 2 plays later, though, he makes sure he's in. Williams dives into the end zone for the touchdown. Kearns responds with a touchdown drive. 7 minutes left. Kearns quarterback Dakota Lind on the RPO hits tight end Jack Kelly. The junior has some speed, 32 yards for the touchdown. Kearns up 27-14. West keeps fighting. Williams in shotgun rolls out and hits Clarence Butler for a 22-yard touchdown run. West within 6. They got the Hail Mary at the end to win it. At least tied, and it was incomplete. And Kearns breathes a sigh of relief. Ooh, it was close. But Kearns clinches at least a share of the Region 2 title. I caught up with Isaiah Afatasi after the game.
I've been covering high school football in the state long enough to know when Kearns wasn't very good. Yeah. And so for you guys now to lock up 3 consecutive region titles, what does it mean to you guys? What does it mean to the school? What does it mean to the community?
It means a lot because, my freshman year, that's when, all of us sat down and really decided that we were going to change the culture here and we were going to fix our attitudes and the way everybody looks on us. So for us to have, 3 good years and, back to back, it's been great for, people outside of Kearns to see us, not as thugs or whatever other people see us as, but, just good young men underneath Coach Rickards and, good football players. And we just try to show, our community through the way we play. And I think we've seen it tonight.
Well, I see them as a bunch of great football players, no doubt about that. Well, can anyone slow down Corner Canyon this year? They've been on a mission to get to that state title game and take the trophy home. So far, through 9 games this season, the closest the team has come to handing the Chargers a loss. That was Week 7 against Lone Peak, a 4-point difference. Every other game has been absolutely lopsided. Could second-ranked Skyridge be the difference this week? After a Charger fumble, Skyridge capitalizes with a Jeter Fenton run, 7-0 Falcons. But Corner Canyon would get rolling. Cole Hagan to Austin Bell. 21 yards, tied up at 7. Next possession, Hagan to Kobe Peters. Here's a 25-yard touchdown. It's 14-7 Chargers lead, and it wasn't just on offense either. The defense got rolling. Andrew McDonald, look at this. Picks it off, and he is headed the other way for 6 points, 21-7. is the Corner Canyon lead. 3 minutes before the half. Who else but Austin Bell doing it again? He'll charge in for another touchdown. Huge night for him. 3 touchdowns. Cole Hagan threw 5 TDs, and Corner Canyon still perfect with a 56-22 win. Lone Peak has not won since their loss to Corner Canyon. This week, a rivalry against American Fork. LP defense out to a good start, picking off Maddox Madsen to halt the Cavemen drive. The Knights working to turn that into points. Luke Romney deep to Max Trowbridge. 40 yards downfield. The drive would stall, so they're actually going to try a 51-yard field goal here, but American Fork busts through and blocks that kick. 2 plays later, look at what AF does with the ball on offense. Devin Downing peels off 1 tackler and then completely fools another one. Just kind of hits the brakes and then shifts it back for another touchdown. Cavemen up 6-0 after 1. Second quarter. American Fork has all the momentum at this point. Peyton Wilson, the pick, taking it the other way for 6. It's a 12-0 AF lead. Next offensive possession for AF. Maddox and Downing, they hook up again. Another long score, 57 yards, 19-0 American Fork. Lone Peak starts to feel the urgency, though, here, because here come the Knights. Daniel Yamada, a 34-yard touchdown, cuts the lead to 12. Just before the half, Britton Berry, the interception, and he's weaving his way 55 yards for the touchdown. We've got a ball game now, folks. Suddenly, it's 19-14, American Fork leading at the half. Second half, Lone Peak on the drive, but American Fork putting an end to it real quick. The ball is loose. AF recovers the fumble. That's going to turn into a 1-yard touchdown and a 26-14 lead. The Knights are moving right downfield, though. On the final play of the third quarter, Luke Romney's going for it all. It's up for grabs and picked off at the 1-yard line by American Fork. In the fourth quarter, though, the Knights do get it back and then some. Jared Fotu, the pick, and he's got just enough legs to take this one to the house. It's suddenly a 5-point game with 6 minutes left to go. Lone Peak had no chance, though, here. First down sack. Second down. Another American Fork sack. Third down. Here comes the pressure again. Nearly sacked. He's going to just throw it away to escape that. But on fourth down, another sack by American Fork, and Lone Peak loses their third straight. AF now 6-3 with a 26-21 win.
Now to 5A, Salem Hills lost for the first time last week to Provo, 30-26, a game that likely decided the Region 8 title. So how would the Skyhawks bounce back this week? Another tough matchup in Heber City against Wasatch. This game came down to the final play. But first, let's start in the second quarter. Salem Hills quarterback Jarrett Elmer, who's had a great season, had 5 rushing touchdowns coming into this game. Well, he's going to make it 6. He's going to get loose, and he's got a lot of room to run. It's a 76-yard touchdown. Skyhawks up 13-7. Next, Salem Hills possession. Zach Webster picks off Elmer deep in Skyhawk territory, setting the Wasps up inside the 10. They'd settle for a field goal. Ammon Tuttle from 24 yards. It was a 3-point game at the half. Let's go to the third quarter. Wasatch retakes the lead when Zach Thacker scores from 4 yards out. The running back totaled 200 yards of offense for the Wasps. Ensuing kickoff. The Skyhawks run the reverse. You know what? It works. Reed Johnson down the sideline, 80 yards for the score. Salem Hills back on top, 20-17. Now to the fourth quarter. Early in the fourth, Ammon Tuttle ties the game up with a 35-yard field goal. Midway through the fourth, same score, Salem Hills going for it on 4th and goal, but the Wasatch defense will hold. The fourth was a defensive battle, but with 1 second left in the game, Salem Hills has the ball. Kicker Luke Clausen can win it with a 44-yard field goal. It's good! Clausen was 3 for 3 in the game. Salem Hills wins in dramatic fashion, 23-20.
What a finish. Well, Bountiful trying to make a strong push to end the regular season. They beat Viewmont last week, but now they face the frontrunners in Region 5. The Farmington Phoenix in the driver's seat with just one region loss this season. This game was actually a nail-biter. We'll pick it up in the fourth quarter with the Braves down 1. Micah Pettit for the lead. The field goal is good. Bountiful ahead by 2. Now, the Phoenix needed a couple of fourth down conversions to get down the field, including this great catch by Andrew Quinton in the red zone. Wyatt Everton keeps it. Touchdown. So they got to go for 2, and it actually failed. So Farmington has a 4-point lead. No time left. Bountiful needs a touchdown to win it. Throw it up. Oh, but it's incomplete. The Farmington defense hangs tight, and they get the win 34-30.
You know what? I love the game of football. It can teach so many valuable life lessons that can last a lifetime. It can also provide opportunities like the one we're about to show you that can change lives and inspire so much good.
Yeah, on Friday night, we were there to capture one of those moments. KSL's Andrew Adams has the story of Johnny Stott.
Let's go.
It was just hours before kickoff.
Like throw it over, then follow through, then do this, and don't even look.
And Johnny Stott was going over the game plan.
There's a lot of people going to be watching, huh?
He'd been looking forward to this day.
Yeah, big game, bro. I'm so excited.
Ever since he was a little boy.
I told you we're going to have a inspiring story a little bit. I just wanted to introduce, you guys know this kid right here? His name's Johnny.
It wasn't always a given. Johnny would be here.
I had paralyzed muscle throughout my whole body.
Born with a rare genetic mutation.
That's spinal muscular atrophy, lower extremely predominance.
It seemed like a distant dream.
And my struggles have been my legs.
That Johnny would ever take the field.
Being on the sideline managing is the hardest thing ever.
Let alone be the inspiration for younger players.
And I want to be out there hitting people.
Johnny never gave up.
But he has maximized everything that he's been given.
So we always call it the Johnny way.
When people say I can't do stuff, that really bugs me.
So that's his thing, is just overcoming and being happy and being grateful for the journey.
On this night.
Yeah, he's never worn a helmet. He's never worn pads.
The journey once again brought Johnny out to Green Canyon's football field.
Johnny Stott,
the high school senior who had always watched from the sidelines.
Let's go, Joe!
Was finally wearing pads.
Starting quarterback.
And on the first play.
For the Wolves, number 82, Johnny Stott.
In live action, Johnny was starting at quarterback. It didn't matter that the pass was short. It was how far Johnny had come.
It's a dream. He's our Superman.
No matter what lines up against him in the game of life, Johnny
it was so fun.
is determined to score.
It was the best experience. Oh, it's been my life dream to do it all.
Andrew Adams, KSL 5 News.
You know, that moment alone was worth the price of admission at Green Canyon High School Friday night. But then those in attendance were able to watch a great game that went into overtime. Once again, though, let's see it again. Johnny Stott, introduced to the crowd, runs onto the field for his chance to start in a varsity football game. In his first play in shotgun, Stott to Ty Spencer on the bubble screen. He picks up a short gain, and as Stott checks out, players on the sideline and fans in the stands chant, "Johnny, Johnny." What a great moment. All right, Green Canyon led 21-14. Entering the fourth quarter, Logan gives them a scare. Cade Thornley. Actually, this is the first quarter, and these teams went back and forth. 28 points scored in this first quarter. Thornley for Logan. He had a big night. Another touchdown for Logan. And then this is the last one of the first quarter. So it's 14-all after that. We're going to go all the way to the fourth quarter now. And Logan was down entering the quarter, but they would come back. Here's the first run by Thornley. He's into the end zone. They're down just 1. And then Thornley again late in the fourth. He's going to put Logan out front. So they are ahead by 7 points. So Green Canyon's got to score. With 1 minute left, Jacob London scores. to send this game to overtime. So we're going to go to overtime. Here we go. Thornley again. He's in. So Logan has scored. They're up 7. So Green Canyon, their quarterback, London's going to keep it again and score. They just need an extra point to tie. But you know what? They're not going to go for the tie. They're going to go for the win. And London's going to keep. Can he get in for the win? Yes, he does. And Green Canyon wins in dramatic fashion. What a gamble, and the gamble pays off. The 2-point conversion for the walk-off victory.
Man, what a place to be on Friday night. All right, let's go now to Region 3. Jordan visiting Bingham. Miners, one of 4 teams with a 2-1 record in Region 3 entering the night. A win could help create some separation in the standings. Bingham got after it early. Troy Main to Mason Christiansen. 7-0 Miners. Later in the quarter, Preston Larson breaks free for a 55-yard touchdown run. 17-0 after 1 quarter. After the hot start, the defense was the story of the second quarter. Mason Christiansen gets the interception off the tip drill. That stops the Jordan drive. In the final minutes of the quarter, 4th down for Jordan. Looking for their end zone. The ball falls incomplete. So the third quarter, Maine is going to find Colton Johnson. The long completion here for Bingham sets up Larson into the end zone. He's got to get that pylon. Reach for it. He gets it. Oh, no, he's a yard shy, but he does score on the next play anyway. 24-0, Bingham with the lead. The other half of the two-headed monster, Christiansen, getting it done on the ground later in the quarter, gets deep into Jordan territory in the final seconds of the quarter. And he gets rewarded in the fourth quarter, getting the touchdown run. Bingham goes up 31-0. That's all they needed. They held on for the 31-20 win. Easton Riverton. This was a struggle. No score in the first quarter until Aminiamone breaks through. Literally, 11-yard touchdown, 7-0 Leopards. Then Isaac Zimmerman finds Toa Motuliki. Holds on to that. Nice grab, and that was it for offense. East shuts out the Silver Wolves, 14-0. With 4 straight wins, the Weber Warriors were keeping pace to earn at least a share of the Region 1 title with Syracuse. One of the teams on their heels, the Roy Royals, a 4-2 region record, trying to pull Weber back into a second-place tie. Roy has scored a lot, 90 points just in the last 2 games. In the third quarter, Roy has 4th and 11, and they're going for it. Jackson Dart to Parker Kingston. First down, the drive ends with Izzy Gordon, touchdown run, a 31-17 Roy lead. Then in the fourth quarter, Dylan Toms scores for a 37-17 lead. This game is over, right? No, not yet. Cole Hogan. He keeps it, 11 yards for the touchdown, 37-23. Weber recovers an onside kick, and then Hogan to Spencer Hall. It's another touchdown, and suddenly we got a 7-point ball game. But Izzy Gordon says, you know, enough fun and games here. It's time to end it. A 58-yard touchdown run for Roy. That's the nail in the coffin. The Royals hand Weber the 44-30 loss.
Davis and Fremont were tied with Roy for 3rd in Region 1 to start the night. First quarter, Mitch Stratford finds his tight end, Justin Sagapolu, for a 7-0 Fremont lead. Second quarter, we got a theme going. Stratford to Sagapolu again. 14-3 Silver Wolves. Then just before the half, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Stratford to guess who? Sagapolu. Fremont rolls in this one, 34-10.
Maple Mountain at the Provo Bulldogs. Dallin Havea, he's going to take this one right through the line, 22 yards after he bounces it back out to the left, and it's a 14-0 Provo lead. Then Jace Welsh hooks up with Ryder McIllivery. Nice grab, 21-0, Provo out in front. The Golden Eagles finally get on the board here, and this is a pretty one, 46-yard dime. Tyler Nelson to Brian Best, right in stride, but the Bulldogs, they were in control the whole way, 35-13.
One of the biggest surprises in 5A this season is Bonneville. The Lakers were picked to finish 6th in Region 5. Yes, that would be last. Instead, a win over Box Elder Friday would clinch a tie for 2nd in region play. Let's start in the early going of the game. Brock Samuels is going to hand it to Cord Shaw, and Shaw had quite a game. This is a 40-yard touchdown run to make it 7-3 Lakers. Then Brock Samuels is going to throw it. And guess who he's going to throw it to? If you guessed Cord Shaw, you guessed right. It was a 14-3 lead for the Lakers. And they go on to beat Box Elder 28-25.
All right, let's head to Region 5. Woods Cross facing Viewmont. Woods Cross defense was the star. They pitched a shutout against the Vikings, and they needed it too. The only point scored, the 22-yard field goal right there from Jackson Burbage in the third quarter. Woods Cross improves to 3-2 in Region 5 with a 3-0 win.
Murray at Highland. Let's start in the second quarter. Highland's Colton White into the end zone, 7-0 Rams. Murray would respond. Kyler Nielsen to Acho So. He makes it so. 54 yards, ties it up at 7. And Nephi Hosea for the Rams is going to give Highland a lead, and they're going to hold on to beat the Spartans 16-10.
Timpview at Alta. First quarter where we pick it up. Targi Lamson. Look at these moves. Oh, man. 33 yards later, he's in the end zone, and the T-Birds have a 7-0 lead. In the second quarter, Alta settles for a field goal, but on the ensuing kickoff, Raider, see you later. Damuni is back there to return. Yeah, 95 yards. Look at this. Let's turn on those Jets all the way for a touchdown. Timpview's going to win pretty handily, 21-11.
See you, Raider, huh? Our Riders deserve a raise. Timpanogos fighting back at Skyline. Matthew Arteaga with a 10-yard touchdown. T-Wolves down just 5. But Skyline comes right back. Braxton Bolingbrook had a big week last week to Isaac Visser. It's 33-21 Eagles. The Wolves try to answer, but Mason Lund picks it off. Can he go all the way? Not quite. It's down to the 8-yard line. Bolingbrook throws it to Austin Okwenwa for the touchdown, and the Eagles get the win 40-27.
In 3A football, how good has Morgan been this year? Like, really, really good. They started the season with 3 straight shutouts. They've outscored their opponents by a combined 230 points on the season. They put their undefeated record up against South Summit on Friday night, and Morgan, well, they were feasting on turnovers early on. First play of the game is where we'll catch up with this one. All right, here we go. First quarter, first play of the game. Well, the ball's going to get away from freshman quarterback Caleb E. Thompson on the pitch, and the Trojans recover. On the next South Summit drive, Thompson, oh man, he's got the butterfingers again. He can't handle it. Fumble. Morgan recovers. They capitalize on that one. Carter Thackeray to Britton Wynn. 12-yard touchdown. The run game was working well for Morgan, too. Carter Thackeray, 3-yard touchdown. Morgan up 13-0 after the first. In the second quarter, Thackeray is going to go to the air. Finds Porter Giles. Nice grab. 21-yard touchdown. Morgan led 19-0 going into the half. In the third quarter, South Summit, they're out there to punt. Morgan comes up with the block. Oh, big special teams play. A few plays later, it adds up to points. Trevor Jarrett punching it in. He had 3 rushing touchdowns in the game, and Morgan wins 47-7.
So Grantsville was tied with Morgan for first in Region 13. They were hosting Juan Diego. A recovered fumble leads to Grantsville's James Fulavaca for an 8-yard touchdown and a 7-0 Cowboys. Next drive, again, recovered fumble leads to another Fulavaca touchdown. It's 13-0 Grantsville. They're rolling. Let's go to the fourth quarter. Cowboys in control. This time they're going to throw the ball. Jackson Sandberg to Ammon Bartley. That was beautiful. The Cowboys finish the Soaring Eagle and set up a big, big game on Wednesday, 32-14 the final. That's going to set up the region championship game between Morgan and Grantsville. In Grantsville, it's our Game Night Live Game of the Week. Grantsville, we're coming to you on Wednesday. You better be ready. You can watch this title game on the KSL TV app and KSLSports.com.
Oh, it'll be a good one. Well, Region 11, Mountain Crest and Ridgeline. No score going into overtime. After a Ridgeline field goal, a touchdown would win it for the Mustangs. That's Hunter Schroeder for the pylon and the win. A walk-off for Mountain Crest. They finished 4-1 in region play.
Skyview wins the Region 11 title after shutting out Bear River Friday night. Case and Carlson with a nice pass to Brigham Lewis that gets the scoring started. Second quarter, Carlson to Mason Fallslift for the touchdown. The Skyview team is rolling. Then Carlson's going to drop a bomb. Tate Ballard with a 72-yard touchdown. Skyview a perfect 5-0 in region play this year after a 35-0 win.
Well, they're a good team. Another title was up for grabs on Friday night in Region 9. Pineview needing a win against Desert Hills to secure the top spot in the region. Desert Hills comes in hot, though. A 5-game win streak for them. So here we go. Pineview's Enoch Takao scores right there for a 14-3 Pineview lead. And he's just getting going. He does it again. He'd have 3 TDs on the night. Desert Hills struggled to get anything going in this one. Alec Johnson, pick 6. Pineview makes this win look easy, like really easy, 55-3.
Mountain View having a great season, taking on Cedar Valley. The Aviators in their first season. Region 10 action, but it was all Bruins Thursday night on 4th down. Deuce Anderson to Ben Mella, 7-0 lead. Colton Burr. Then on the ground from 20 yards out, he adds to the Bruin lead. The Aviators trying to get something going, but it's intercepted. That ends Cedar Valley's drive. Here comes the Mountain View defense again. McKay Strauss, number 44 for 44 yards. It's a touchdown. Cedar Valley looking to get something going. But another interception. And that's going to lead to another Strauss touchdown. Wasn't 44 yards this time. It was from 25 yards out. Mountain View rolls 49-14.
Down in Region 14, Juab hosting Delta. The Wasps down 1 in the second quarter. Cade Bowering breaks free. 36-yard score. It's a 14-0 Juab lead. Then some help from the special teams. Look at that. Nice blocked punt. They got to recover it, and they do. It leads to Trey Lund's touchdown run, and Delta wins 28-7.
Or Juab.
Yeah.
American Leadership Academy hosting Manti. ALA was down 14-3. They come back to tie it. Fielding Morley.
Speedster for the Eagles. He's into the end zone for a touchdown.
But Manti would pull away late in the second quarter.
Jack Perry looks left. Throws it up to Travis Thompson.
Travis Thompson has a 50-yard touchdown. Manti gets the win over the Eagles.
Union hosting North Sanpete in Roosevelt, down 21-7. Union comes back to tie the game in the third. Lincoln Labrum from the 5-yard line connects with Boone Latham. This is 95 yards, folks. North Sanpete would respond with 21 unanswered points, though, to pull away in this one. Landon Bowles to Jackson Langschwager. North Sanpete tied with Manti for second in Region 14.
Staying in region, actually, let's go to 2A. Big time game in 2A. Number 1 Beaver taking on number 3 Millard. I think Beaver's number 1 now. They ran all over Millard. E.J. Allred takes this one 81 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns from the Beavers. They win 49-7. All right, that is the highlights. There were a lot of them. Now, for fun, we decided what plays you just saw of those plays, what were the best ones?
And there's a lot of them to choose from, but we did pick 4 plays that stood out among the rest for our top plays.
We'll start with this one. I saw this in person, and it was quite stunning. The ball bouncing up in the air, and from out of nowhere, here comes Joe Alusa.
Oh, man.
70-yard touchdown on the kickoff return to open the Kearns West game. And, of course, Kearns goes on to win that game. That was an important play.
It was like he shot out of a cannon once he picked that up, too. How about Raider DeMooney? He can return kicks as well. 95 yards on this one for Timpview. Looked like he ran right through a couple of potential tacklers. Timpview beating Alta 21-11.
And we got to do this one again. Union quarterback Lincoln
Deep
Labrum to boom
to
Latham.
on his toe. You
don't see it often, but
that
95 yards,
He's
that
gone.
has to be
95 yards.
a record at Union. Has to be.
In Region 4 on Thursday night, we had a trio of top plays between Lone Peak and American Fork. 3 interceptions returned for touchdowns. Peyton Wilson for American Fork, 27 yards. Britton Berry from 60 yards for Lone Peak. And Jared Fotu also had a 55-yard pick 6 in that game. 3 pick 6s in a big-time game.
I did not expect that much defense in that game. That's what we got.
It was huge.
All right, now for the top statistical performers.
Yeah, some big numbers put up this week, but we narrowed the list down to 4 here as well for our primetime.
Why 4? I don't know. That's just what we do. Green
like
Canyon quarterback Jacob London had a touchdown pass and 3 rushing touchdowns, including a run to send the game to overtime, a touchdown run in overtime, and then the game-winning 2-point conversion. London with a monster game to help Green Canyon get the win.
That was such a good game. Mountain View receiver Ben Mella, 8 catches, 128 yards, 3 touchdowns in the Mountain View's win.
And no one was more clutch than Salem Hills kicker Luke Clausen. 3 for 3, including a game-winning 44-yard field goal in the cold as time would expire. What a win for Salem Hills.
You know, Riverton was averaging 29 points per game going into the weekend, and there's not just one player here, but how about the entire East defense? They shut out Riverton in a big win last night.
Blocked field goals, I mean, special teams, that's not easy to do. Riverton is a team that put up a lot of points, as we said, so very impressive defensive performance for East. All right, that was fun.
Yeah.
A great week of high school football, but you know what, Sam? I'm not done. I want just a little bit more.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because we have the highlight reel coming up.
Yes.